Okay, obviously a big week, a big game. Playing Clemson, the defending national champions, played in the last two national championship games. We're playing on their home field, one of the toughest places to play in college football. It'll really be a good measuring stick of where we're at from a team standpoint, and that's kind of my message to our team. Their defense has a lot of experience back. I'm very impressed with them. Not just their defensive front, which I think is one of the best in college football, but I think they're good all around. Coach Venables, their defense coordinator, does a good job of mixing things up. He's very aggressive. He likes to put pressure on offenses. Their offense is very balanced. Their co-OCs, Jeff Scott and Tony Elliott, both do a super job of working together, taking what the defense gives you. Very impressed with those guys. Their new quarterback played very well last week too. So we're expecting to have to play well to beat these guys, but we're looking forward to it, and it ought to be a good one. Questions? He didn't practice Sunday. We're hopeful, but that's probably the best status I can give you at this point. Later in the week, I'll know more.
No diagnosis.
What's that?
No diagnosis.
Yeah, there was a diagnosis, but
I mean, hamstring.
yeah, I'm not going to get into specific, injuries and all that, but yeah, he was injured.
All right, with Cam Petway back in the mix this week, I mean, is he ready to go right now as far as being repped and all that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's repped all fall camp. He repped last week. I think he'll be in good shape, and he'll be fresh and ready to go.
You go with Cam Martin right behind him, or how
We'll see. Malik Miller's also in the mix too. So all three of those guys will be available.
Gus, do you have a situation where if something was happening where Jared had to come
Yeah.
out of the game when the game's still on?
Yeah.
What you would do?
Yeah, if it's a long-term injury, Malik Willis will be the next guy in. If it's just a play or two, obviously we'll try to be as smart as we can in that. But Malik's ready, and Malik, like I've said before, has impressed us, numerous times, and he's got a lot of practice reps, and I think he'll be ready to go if called upon if there's an injury.
Did that make it Saturday where you kind of thought about maybe trying to get some snaps in?
No, not so much. We want to get through this game, and then we'll have a strategy for the rest of the year.
How do you think the offensive line played as a group overall?
I thought they did some good things. We were able to run the football effectively. One of the pass protection issues we got hit was a miscommunication more than anything. So, but it's a new group working together. We've talked about that before, getting used to working beside each other. But it really more than anything confirmed that we got a chance to be really good up front. I feel like.
The 8 tackles for losses, a lot of that miscommunication issues, or what do you?
Yeah, there was some miscommunication that we got to get cleaned up. There's no doubt, because the negative plays, obviously we can't get behind the chains against these guys like we did last year. That was they got after us pretty good on first down and put us in some negative situations, and we can't have that this week.
Tucker Brown played more than I expected, certainly, in the games. Talk about what he brings, what you like out of him.
Yeah, Tucker did a solid job. Had a couple intimidation blocks, and he's a guy that he played in the bowl game last year, and I thought he played pretty well then. And Coach Porter's been impressed with him, and him and Jalen, both get opportunities to play at that tight end position.
Gus, what's going to be big for Will Hastings to kind of not fall off like he did last year? He had a big game early on in the year last year against Arkansas State. Just kind of fell off.
Yeah, I think more than anything, it's probably experience. Last year, that was his first rodeo and all that, and he's a little older now. He's went through a spring, with a new offensive coordinator and all that, and he's been pretty consistent. And I think that's probably the biggest thing: experience and the consistency that it takes to play at a high level.
After going back and watching that, what impressed you the most about your defensive line?
Oh yeah, they played extremely hard. Is really what stood out to me, with outstanding effort. They were physical and played with great effort, and that's what we'll have to do this week. I mean, we're playing one of the best offenses, in college right now. So we're going to have to be very physical, and we're going to have to play our guts out.
Viewing the film, what was the good and what was the bad with Jared Stidham in that first start? start for one?
I thought he did a whole lot of good things. Really, the biggest thing that stood out to me is him just needing experience. A guy that hadn't played in 600 days or something like that. And I think I brought that up last week at this time, that was probably the biggest concern I had, because he's performed very well in practice and scrimmages, but there's nothing like a real game. To go out there and play another team and different things that go with it, and communication up front, communication with your teammates, taking command of the offense. But I thought he did a good job. He's extremely tough on himself, which that's usually a sign of a really good quarterback. And I expect him to play better this week.
Gus, what did you see from your 9 true freshmen who played?
Yeah, they all got in there. I thought for the most part they played hard. There was some mistakes, but that just goes with it. When you play true freshmen, there's going to be mistakes. And the key is that they don't make the same mistake twice. But I thought their effort and their attitude was good.
Gus, then Craig had about 40 snaps, I think, and wasn't targeted in that game. Do you worry about something like that? Do you kind of go and say, Jared, we got to try to emphasize this guy or that guy?
Each game's different. Each game plan's different. Nate is a guy that will be a big factor this year. But each game's a little different.
How did Mike Horton do in his first start and then Kang next to him?
I thought Mike did a solid job. Mike's a physical guy. Of course, he got a chance to play quite a bit last year. This is really Tega's first real action. And I think Tega really played well and did a good job. And he just needs experience too. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's only been playing football for a short period of time anyway. And then the fact that that was his first start and everything that goes with it. But he's very talented, and I thought he played well.
There's lots of quarterbacks got hurt this past weekend. Is that something that's, with the way defenses are now, the talent on defense, that you have to be cognizant of as a coach, that you better be ready?
There's no doubt about that, and I think we've learned the last 2 years that we have to have that number 2 guy ready, and possibly even number 3 guy ready. And yeah, with the defenses nowadays, I mean, you've got to have those other guys ready. There's no doubt about that.
Will Hastings had some nice catches off those skippy routes, I guess is what he's calling them. What's the benefit to him actually skipping those 2 steps before he makes a break?
Timing and everything that goes with integrity of a route and a concept. And it's not always, when he does it, he doesn't always get the ball. Other people get the ball some. So it's just the timing and integrity of a certain play.
Is anyone else trained to skip like that? He's the only one I ever see do it.
Yeah, we got a couple others that you may see do it.
You speak to the defensive line of Clemson. It seems like every year they lose 1 or 2 guys, but then they just reload. And Dexter Lawrence especially seemed to really stick out center.
Yeah, he played well last year against us, and he's not the only one. I mean, they've got their defensive front. Like I said, I believe it's one of the top in the country. And when you turn on the film, it doesn't take long to figure that out. So, it'll be a big test for our guys up front. We're going to have to not only run the football, we're going to have to protect our quarterback, and so that'll be a big key to the game, I feel like.
When you look back at the film, was Jarrett holding on to the ball too long?
There was sometimes he was holding the ball a little too long. There was certain things and certain looks that maybe weren't as open as we thought they'd be and all that. But there was times he held the ball too long, and he knows that, and he'll learn from it.
In your experience, is that something that can easily, be corrected?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think a lot of that comes with just
Yeah.
kind of those nerves.
Yeah, it comes from not playing in 600 some days too. Nothing like the real thing.
Is Ryan Davis, looks like he's ready to have a breakout season.
I think so. He's so explosive when he has the ball in his hands. He's very confident. He's one of the veteran guys. This is his 3rd year to play, so our expectations are real high for him. And Darius Slayton is another guy that is a little bit older. That those 2 guys need to lead the charge. As far as the receiver group.
As far as Kyle Davis goes, does he slide right in this week, or does he have to prove himself a little bit?
Yeah, no, Kyle Davis will be in the game plan, and he'll play a lot. And he's got a lot of big playability. I think we saw that last year as a true freshman, and I think he's improved from last year, and we're excited to have him out there.
Coach, there was one play where Stell rolled out and found the receiver on the outside, kind of a spontaneous type. Did he show a lot of that in camp?
Yeah, he did. He's got that ability. Once things break down, he gets outside the pocket. He does a good job with his eyes down the field, and he can make the throws on the run. And that one you're talking about was a very good throw, and it was a scramble play off one of our base routes, and I thought that was a good thing.
With so much emphasis on the vertical passing game this offseason, you guys really didn't take very many deep shots at all this last week. How much of that was by design, not to show Clemson too much?
Yeah, no, really, it was some of it had to do with the way they were playing. Some of it had to do with the way the game unfolded. When we had the turnovers early, and we knew it was going to be a matter of time where, we could wear them down and run the football. So each game unfolds a little bit different, and but I thought Chip did a very good job. But that'll still be our emphasis on throwing the ball vertically down the field. And I think we had one that we actually dropped that if we'd have caught, I think it could have changed the dynamics of the game, early on.
Clemson, you mentioned the Clemson defensive line. Their secondary also has two of the better corners.
Yeah,
Statistically.
that's right.
Can you speak to just what the matchup those will be?
Yeah, and they're real defensive backs. I mean, they played in big games, and they played against the best receivers, in the country, and they have the experience, and they got big game experience. So I'm very impressed with them.
What's the plan for Sean when he does become active again? Is there a chance Malik could still end up being?
We'll just see where everything's at. I mean, Sean's our number 2 quarterback right now, and we'll just see where everything falls out with that. But he'll be back week 3, and we expect him to be ready to go.
Guys, just kind of talk about what you did personally during the game.
Yeah, I was a lot more involved with the special teams than I have been in the past, and was on the defensive headset a lot more, and just settling into the head coach. But I will tell you this, last year was good for me that I had 8 or 9 games under my belt, but I thought Chip did a very good job, and I feel good about where we're at there.
Coach, when you have a quarterback like you said with Garrett, it's been so long since he's played, he gets one game under his belt and now goes into this type of an environment. Is there anything that you guys do as a staff to better prepare him, or does he just really need to find his rhythm?
Well, we need to build around his strengths and what he feels comfortable with, and all that. And so that's a big part of the game plan. And then there's nothing like going out there. You just got to do it. And he's been on the road, I believe, a couple of games he played in, and this will be one of the best environments there is. So it'll be good for the future, and dealing with the crowd noise and dealing with the communication and everything that goes with it. I think it'll be real good for him. And like I said at the very first, I think it's good for our team. This game will really show where we're at right now and be a good measuring stick. So I think it's good for all of them.
Anything else? Guys, do you have a chance to see the Howard game? Because I know Brennan is the offensive coordinator there. Do you have a chance to talk to him at all?
Yeah, I got home late Saturday night and saw where was the biggest upset in the history of college football, and Brennan Marion's a former player of mine I'm real proud of. Did a super job. Cam's little brother's his quarterback, and so I just gave both those guys a text of congratulations, and that was very impressive.
My understanding is that Brennan basically copies your offense, but integrates some different concepts there. Have you talked about just have you seen what those different concepts are?
We've talked. I hadn't actually got a chance to watch him, but we've talked, and I'm real proud of him. I think he's got a chance to be an excellent coach.
Gus, there's a lot of talk among fans about not trying to overreact to a week 1. Do you guys as a staff talk about that? That like, hey, we're not any different than we were 2 weeks ago in preseason. Like, don't let this one game affect how we go forward.
Say that again.
As a coaching staff, do you have to talk to do you guys have to have conversations too about when you're watching film or whatnot about, don't let this one game affect how we do things going forward?
You talking about good or bad?
Good or bad, anything.
No, just the opener. When you're playing a solid team, you want to win, and you want to have a chance to win convincingly and play some younger guys, and we were able to do that. So you feel good about that. You put it in your rearview mirror, and then you move on to the next one, and it just so happens to be Clemson. And obviously it was a tough loss last year, and we got a lot of guys back and all that, and they happen to be the defending national champs, and we're going to their home field, and that's the only thing on our mind, and nothing about last week. It's just everything moving forward with Clemson. That's really about it.
All right, Coach.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all.